All right, it's the rundown. It is December 4th. It is Monday. It is presented by Oak Heart. Like we keep saying, it's holiday season, so Oak and Gingers. Drink them, Dan, back from your travels through the
long week.
Bills Mafia. So welcome back. It is brought to you by Conair, the man-eye stubble trimmer. Get it. Perfect holiday gift. Conair makes products that keep us looking good. It's sold on Amazon. Click on the link below. Makes a great gift this holiday season. Really does. All guys need something like that. Also, be in the market for like a nose and ear trimmer too. They have those as well, I'm sure. Conair Man-Eye Stubble Trimmer. I wonder if you can do... No, I don't think you can do the nose and the ear with the eye stubble.
I don't think you can do the ear. You can get it in your nose.
Yeah,
you can put it up there.
The ear, do you really need the ear?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh, wow.
Just rip it out.
That's tough.
Getting old.
I got the nose, but the ear, hope that never happens.
Yep, yeah. Well, it will. Old people. College playoffs. A lot of talk about it. Let's start with, before we get into that, we'll go to you, Dan. Wisconsin, tough loss. A game that even though they were in, you never, and I bet on Wisconsin, I never, ever thought they were going to win. You were there. Thoughts?
I mean, I thought they had a chance, obviously, at the end. I don't know what happened with the pass interference call. I thought they should have been offsetting penalties. Because that basically, if Wisconsin gets first and 20, when they can't run the ball, the game is over. Like, it was over right then when that happened. They're a good fucking team. The biggest takeaway I had of that game is JT Barrett fucking sucks.
He was bad.
Like, if Urban had put in Dwayne Haskins, like, Ohio State should have beaten Wisconsin by 30. There were so many huge, right. And he basically can just run up the middle. I mean, he's very good at that. He's very good at getting those like extra yards. There was that fourth and one.
That was a
dagger. But it was one of those situations where like you said, it felt like Wisconsin. It was weird because I like by halftime I was like, this game's over. But then Wisconsin just hung around, and that's just their defense. Great defense, good team, top 10 team. Not top 4 team. I think that's kind of what we all thought all year.
It's one of those teams, Wisconsin, that just, especially in college football, it's just hard to win when you have negative infinity, like, explosiveness on offense.
And you just don't have a quarterback that can make, like, a big play. I thought Paul Chryst, called a great game because Wisconsin was like, well, we can't run against this D-line. We're going to actually have to throw it. And he did, like, some creative things, but you're right.
Like 2 weeks ago, you said you wanted Ohio State. Was that you hyping yourself up?
No, I wanted that. Yeah, no, that was the game I wanted. I mean, this is a very classic Wisconsin season that you get to the big game and you don't finish it off.
I don't think the Big Ten is very good this year. I don't think that was a great
I think
Ohio
Penn State's
State
probably
team.
the best team in the Big Ten, and if it wasn't for that rain delay in East Lansing, they might have had a shot.
Yeah, I would agree with you. The play, I don't know that it would have changed it because they held him to a field goal anyways. But if they stopped JT Barrett on that 4th and 1 when no one actually got close to tackling him. He just kind of ran into like a group of people. If they stopped him there, I thought they're going to somehow win the game.
Yeah, and also the first quarter play when the Badgers were moving the ball easily and Hornibrook throws the interception, which was a throw that was like, he was so covered, and then Ohio State turned around and had that like 80-yard touchdown. That felt like, that was like, even though it was first quarter, it was like, that's bad.
What are your thoughts on Bama being in over Ohio State? And the bigger thing for me, not bigger thing, I mean, it's an imperfect system, so you could have arguments anyway. I think, and I'm not saying anything that other people haven't said, it's got to go to 8. You got to have all 5 major conferences automatic and 3 wild cards. Till then, it's however you want to look at it. But the one thing that I was confused is why just nobody, if you put in Ohio State, I think then USC would have had a humongous argument. I didn't understand why no one was saying USC.
So USC, I thought they should have talked about it more, but they got blown out by Notre Dame. And my problem with it is that the committee they say one thing and they kind of do another. Like the week before the championship Saturday, they're like, oh yeah, Alabama 5 through 8's neck and neck. Alabama and Ohio State neck and neck. All that happened in between then was Ohio State won the Big Ten championship. So if they were neck and neck then Ohio State should have been in the playoffs. But I have no problem with Bama being in. I just hate that the committee just doesn't come out and they should just say, well, if you get blown out at any point in the season, you're not in.
But
that's all it came down to. It came to 31 points against Iowa.
But
Yeah,
right,
but
but
that's-
to
Notre
that's
Dame,
fair,
but
no?
USC got blown out by 40 against, or whatever it was.
Right, so, but
30 to
so
Notre
isn't
Dame.
that the same?
Yeah, no, they should have been talked about more, but I just.
Because it's so hard. You can't do like the murder mystery with rope because Notre Dame killed USC, but then Stanford beat them pretty thoroughly, and then USC beats. So
Yeah, I think the problem with USC's case was there wasn't. It would have probably helped if they had another really, really good team in the Pac-12 because their two best wins are Stanford twice.
Right.
So I think that kind of always hurts when your two best wins are against the same exact team.
I guess I always hold Stanford in like.
Yeah,
super
no,
high
I do too.
regard.
But like I feel like they needed one of those other teams to be real, like UCLA to be what they were supposed to be or something like that. But I think those are the four best teams. I think Alabama is a better team than Ohio State. So for that, in that respect, I have no problem. I just think the committee is full of shit and they change from like week to week. And they should actually just make it a rule that if you lose by more than 24 points at any point in the season, you're automatically eliminated. Can't even be discussed. So even if you have one loss, but it was over 24, you're out.
They do kind of have their rule in there, which is the last bullet point, which is kind of an amazing rule on what they consider, and just says other things.
Yeah.
Like that is like one. It's like, all right, well.
Other things, like Nick Saban, wants Alabama to be in.
That's the thing to me. Like as a casual fan, I'm like, put Alabama in the mix for the national championship because I think that puts asses in the seats.
Yeah, but Ohio State does as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I feel like I was saying on the radio today, like
I mean, all three of those teams, USC does too.
They all do. And actually, I mean, there is. I know there was like a conspiracy theory that like ESPN basically rigged it for ratings. I actually think this isn't going to be great for ratings because although the matchups are great, there's no Northern team.
No,
in the
I
playoffs.
totally. I think the
There's
SEC
no West
will
team.
watch the SEC no matter
Right.
what. You don't have the Big Ten. The Big Ten ratings were almost as good as the SEC.
Right, and there's
ratings.
no Pac-12 team, so it's like basically 2/3 of the country's out of it. I think Clemson's going to destroy Alabama.
I think Clemson is by far the best team in the
Yeah.
country.
Although Oklahoma, Clemson would be.
I also think Oklahoma's overrated.
Yeah.
I think
you
it's
think
gonna-
they're overrated?
Yeah, I think
they have the best wins of any team in the playoffs.
I think it's going to be Clemson.
you think your boy Baker's going to put on a show?
I think I called him on Heisman. I think it's going to be Clemson, Georgia.
Okay.
And I think Clemson will win that game, but I think that'll be a good game. I think Georgia's defense will basically shut down Oklahoma.
I don't know. Baker is electric.
I hope Baker puts on like a.
I know.
I'd
show
like to
for the
see
country.
that, but I don't think that's going to
Here's
happen.
the thing, though. When you like ask yourself who the fourth team should be, I was walking out of the Big Ten championship game. I was like, if Ohio State makes it, I will put my every cent I've ever had on Clemson to beat them. But if it was under 7, that would have been the lock of the millennium. So I know you can't decide it on Vegas, but Clemson would have destroyed Ohio State.
You can't, and that's the thing. You can't base it on anything. But that's why it has to be. I know it's college football always has been. We've made great strides actually since it was just 2 teams.
Yeah, could you imagine if we were debating who gets into the finals between Clemson, Oklahoma, and Georgia?
It would have been Clemson, Oklahoma.
But that would have been the
I know.
worst,
Right.
to have to deal with that.
So we have made strides, but college football is the only sport where it's still like as much like politics paper as on the field. Because I agree with you. That Clemson would destroy Ohio State. I also thought like the old Miami, that team that Claret beat. I'm like, there's no chance Ohio State's going to beat
Right.
Miami. So that's why you have to play.
And it would be great to see UCF in the 8.
Right, right.
Because it's like, hey, they didn't play anyone, but they also didn't
Right,
lose.
so that's what the 8 would have been if you did the conference winners. Then UCF, Alabama, and Wisconsin would be.
Probably Wisconsin. Yeah.
So there's your 8, and then
That would have been great.
Right.
Yeah.
Lisa Mattresses, Mattresses, buy them, $100 off any premium mattress. Click on the link below. Remind me, I got to talk to my dad. He needs mattresses. I got to get 2 twin-size mattresses to their Florida house, and I got to do it, or else they won't stop. Classic Linda Portnoy. I don't mean to throw. I was just home for Thanksgiving. She called me. She's like, I never see you. It's like I was just home.
Well, at least she didn't give you the old Jewish grandmother. When am I going to see you again while you're with them?
Yeah, my parents though do that.
Yeah.
That is like very much up their alley. While she's sticking like Cheez-Its and all sorts of food in like spots in my suitcase. NFL, we switch it. Big week, a lot of funny stuff, a lot of interesting stuff with the NFL. We have the Gronk incident that cheap shot. We had the Chiefs, who have imploded, losing to the Jets. We had Peterson throwing the flag into the crowd. KFC, you love the Jew crew that went nuts. You
They
made a
were
Facebook video
unbelievable.
that has been denied by every Jew in this office, being like, well, it's probably pretty anti-Semitic.
You didn't even see the outtake where
Were you Heil Hitler?
No, I was.
You had a little mustache.
I
on.
was plugging the shirt at the end, and I was like, "It's the goddamn Jews," and it just flowed out a little too natural.
Yeah. The Giants.
They were electric, though.
Giants firing Ben McAdoo. We had Joe Flacco. Mimicking the Jameis press conference, eating the W. So a lot of different things.
I didn't think Joe Flacco had that in him.
That's
he was like that.
That's
you know?
great when like a guy like Joe Flacco, who's not funny or doesn't have a personality,
Controversial at all,
just
or-
does
yeah.
one thing. He basically, it's like a long setup for a joke.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Joe
Just
Flacco
waiting
spent
and waiting
20
and
years being
waiting.
the most boring guy in the world, and then he eats a W, and I was like, oh my God, Joe Flacco.
From the clouds. Also, let's not sleep on Alex Mack getting destroyed by a flag, which the way that GIF came about, in the way I saw it, that was the caption. I think it was like NFL retweet where I saw it. Just said Alex Mack gets destroyed by a flag, and he honestly got destroyed.
He got destroyed.
He got destroyed by that flag. His reaction, and I know the flags have a little thing, but it hit him in the side of the helmet. Couldn't have hurt. But I mean,
Great if he got a concussion. from
yeah,
that.
he got destroyed by a flag. Yeah, I don't know anything in particular you want to talk about. Ben McAdoo is probably the lead story, and everyone is talking about Gronk. I don't know. It hasn't official. I'm sure he's going to get a game for literally going full WWE. I actually don't think I've ever seen WWE move in a game before.
It was so clear that Gronk he stopped thinking.
He snapped.
For whatever
Well, he doesn't
thinking he
have a brain.
was
He
doing,
snapped.
he stopped using that brain and just jumped on him.
He has no brain, and that's why people, you can yell at. There's nothing he can do.
Right.
He has no brain.
Yeah, they were. I was seeing people online were getting mad because he was smirking a little bit in his
Yeah.
apology, and you're like, that's just Gronk. Like
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
always got a little bit of a smirk on his face.
You can't discipline that guy. You
Right.
can't get mad at that guy. You just want full Gronk on him.
It's
It's scary because you can
what I
kill
would-
a man, but
He's
if
absent
you're
of
a
a brain.
Patriots fan, what you got to be worried about is
Retaliation
the
in a
Bills
couple
did
weeks.
nothing
I know.
in the moment. Like that, that was the most shocking part about it. Not Gronk just stopped
I
thinking.
just won't play him.
Like that. Could you imagine if that was?
Friend of the program, Richie Incognito, may try to ACL.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't be on the field at the
Yeah,
same time.
that's
You
kinda
think
tough.
that stops anybody?
that probably wouldn't stop. But that if that happened, if Denver, could you imagine if that was Denver's defense and Gronk did that to someone?
This year, you may
they
get
would
away with it.
they would have canceled football forever.
Yeah, it was a dirty, but again, like what I said, Gronk after the Super Bowl, he lost to the Giants, and he's body slamming his brothers with a broken knee.
Right.
He has no brain.
Right.
That's why he goes wrestling, and he's a wrestling guy. His Mojo Rowley, his buddy, that was probably so happy for him. But everything that was just the little shuffle, and then he looked like Iron Mike Sharp. He's
Yeah.
wearing that huge
Yeah.
So it's just
protector, yeah.
fucking Gronk being Gronk.
The Chiefs, by the way, I know this is hypocritical of me to make fun of being a fan of a bad football team, but if I was a Chiefs fan right now, I would.
I mean, the Chargers are going to win the West.
That was.
Yeah, they are.
They've been hot. I've been saying that for a few weeks now. They look really, really good. The other thing, little something to circle here.
They
The
don't
Eagles,
look really, really good. Who did they play yesterday?
No, they've looked good.
They didn't cover over somebody horrible.
The Browns. They beat them by 9. I don't know.
It was a sloppy night.
Because you bet the second half.
That shout out
Yeah, we
Kamal
lost
with
that
the
over,
worst
second half
algorithm,
over, yeah.
some sort of algorithm that.
The one thing that's going to be
Just
interesting is
losers.
the Eagles playing against the Rams this week, because the Eagles have only beaten one team above 500.
That-
and it's
that is the
I
new-
do think the Eagles are really good, and I think Carson Wentz is the real deal. But if they come out and lay another stinker, and then it's okay, so you just lost to two really good teams in the NFC.
Where is that
Yeesh.
game next week?
In LA.
Rams are pretty good.
Rams are good.
Their schedule is the new thing that
But it's
everybody
just-
has latched
but it's
onto,
one of
and it's
those things.
pretty,
They were-
it's pretty substantial.
Right, they made it look so easy, and then
Because it was easy because they were playing bad
also
teams.
that Sunday night football game, when you make the Seahawks underdogs at home,
You're
they
asking for it.
probably sat around just barking at each other all week, just working themselves into a lather, being underdogs. You don't make that team an underdog at home.
So that to me, that was a very, and I'm not saying you're not saying, that was a very acceptable loss for the Eagles. The two throws that he made on Wentz on the touchdown drive, the one where he was falling down was
Wild.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not. I still think the Eagles are for real, but what I'm saying is if they don't show up on Sunday against LA, there will be doubt creeping into all the, Super Bowl talk that the Philly fans have been doing.
I haven't been sold on Minnesota, but if the Eagles have to go to
Minnesota's defense is...
But there's something about... Still,
it's Case Keenum. You're basically, like everyone in America, being like, is Case Keenum really going to keep playing like this?
And there's also never, right, in the history of the NFL, been a team that played in their hometown for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so a little stay woke for you. I think because, the Super Bowl story, all the media is going to be like, wow, why are we in Minnesota in February? It's cold as shit. Vikings make it to the Super Bowl. That's
There's
a
your reason.
layup story right there. They can write about how the Vikings are in the Super Bowl and it's the first time a home team has hosted a Super Bowl. Get them a little off the scent there, because that's going to happen. Remember when the Super Bowl was in Dallas and there was a snowstorm? And remember Schefter? Thoughts and prayers to Adam Schefter.
Who he complained about?
Yeah, he had to deal with this little ice.
The Pats media did that too when they played in Jacksonville, because Jacksonville, it was just the worst Super Bowl city of all time.
Flights and bad weather in the Super Bowl. That will make the media pretty cranky.
Shohei Otani, the Japanese baseball player, has said he will not play in any big markets. Won't play on the West Coast. What are you laughing at, Carbis?
Shohei Otani. Sure, it's
What's his
Shohei
name?
Otani.
Shohei Otani. Shohei Origami it's Shohei Otani.
Whoa.
Whatever, Carbis.
Is that a little mnemonic there that you had for yourself? What did you just say? Say it again.
Shohei Otani.
Fine.
No, but what's the origami part?
I was making fun of Dave for not being able to pronounce anybody's name ever.
Shohei Otani.
Shohei Otani.
Whatever. This Japanese baseball player is supposed to be Babe Ruth. Can pitch, can do everything. You call him a pussy, Carbis?
Colossal pussy.
I disagree.
Why? On what basis?
He wants to go play with
doesn't
there's a
wanna
lot
play
of
with the Red
Japanese
Sox.
people. He wants to go play for the Mariners.
That's fine, yeah, but if he had just said, I want to play for the Mariners or I want to
Because
go
they
on
have
the
a
West
lot of
Coast,
Asian people.
that's fine. He said, I don't want to play for a big market team.
Yeah, it might have
that's
been
when I was like, that's a red
translation,
flag.
though. You never know.
If you only are looking at small market teams, that's the biggest red flag you could ever
I
throw as a
disagree. If you're a
professional.
Japanese player,
I want to
you
go
don't
where
want
no one is paying
Wait,
attention.
but hold on. Wouldn't you rather have a guy know that he doesn't like? Wouldn't you rather have had David Price be like, I don't want to play in a big market?
Oh, you just went right after his best friend.
But I mean, he
But I'm just saying,
never
like,
said that.
if
Like, he
he's-
doesn't
if he
care
knows
about
that
big markets. He
But if he
just-
knows the media bothers him and he's probably gonna have translation issues, I'd rather him say it up front than be like,
But that's
I wanna go
different
play in
because
New
the
York.
Red Sox paid him $217 million to put up with that shit. This guy is getting
That's
crumbs
what, that's
no matter
what the
where he goes.
craziest thing is, that he can't make any fucking money doing this.
What?
If he had
Seattle
waited
pays
one
a ton.
year.
If he waits 2 years, he
Nintendo.
can make like he can't.
No, what
the
they
rules
said
are
though,
not allowed.
What they said
He'll
though
make
is
like
they're
$10
gonna
million a year.
No, they're gonna sign him, and then after like 3 months, they're just gonna
Renegotiate?
They can't do
Restructure?
that. No?
So if you're international and under 25, you can only make like 10 million a year. If he waits till he's 25, he can make like
even.
open
He's
market.
treated
he can
like a
make,
minor leaguer.
250,
So why?
$300 million.
What's the problem with that? He comes and makes $10 million.
He's just
And then he
crazy.
signs a
Not
huge
$10 million.
deal at 25.
It's crumbs. He's basically like he
Okay,
has to
so
go
then
through
he
the
should go to the-
arbitration process after 3 years of
So
service time.
that would be the opposite of being a pussy. Then he's coming here just to play in the bigs for no
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
That's
not-
almost the
Yeah,
ultimate
that is
of
the
of
opposite.
You just
betting
got-
on myself.
That's dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
you just got reversed there.
he
That's the
he
opposite. If a
literally
pussy-
foregoed
Another argument, another
$300
huge
million.
L for Carabas.
Yeah.
If he had just waited,
To
to
me,
sign,
that's
he
the
would have
ultimate
made
betting
$300
on
million
yourself.
easy.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
betting on himself.
Right.
He's got huge balls.
You could stay home.
I think he's
That's
an
not betting
idiot.
on
A
yourself.
pussy
You're a
move would
dummy.
be to stay home and be like in the comfort of his own home in
Would
Japan.
anyone blame him for staying home and waiting a couple years to cash
No.
in a $300 million
Right,
in
but
2
he
years?
is coming to play for crumbs, like you said, not us, you.
Betting on
Well,
himself.
Betting on himself.
He's making crumbs
dumb.
in baseball, but endorsement money and all the other things that come along with being a Japanese
But I know
superstar
that's-
in America can.
I mean, he could come in and it could all. I never trust any of these guys anymore. I don't know if
You
that's,
need to be good, or
I just
like
don't,
as
yeah,
humans.
No, I trust them as
shifty, yeah.
humans. I don't trust them to be like as. I just think the hype machine gets so out of hand.
Well, especially
whenever-
with this dude, with
yeah,
his whole
like he's throwing
playing both
103
ways.
You
miles
can't
an
be
hour.
the
he hit
Japanese
100
Babe Ruth and be like, yeah, I don't want to play for the Yankees. Like, Babe Ruth played for the Yankees. If you want to be a superstar, you go to a big
I've
market.
already brought this up. Steve Nebraska.
Yeah. What about Ichiro? He's a pretty big star.
Steve
But he
Nebraska
would've been
didn't want
bigger
to
if
play
he
in
went
New
to New
York.
York.
Steve Nebraska didn't want to play in New York.
Yeah. Threw a fucking perfect game.
27 strikeouts.
How do you like
if
them
you
apples?
if you had just said, I prefer the Mariners, I prefer the West Coast, I have no
This is-
issue with
this
that
is a
at all.
classic Carabas semantics argument.
No,
Yeah, it
not
is,
at all.
big time.
It's It's not.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what he
if
said,
he said
though.
one sentence different, you would have been like, he's not a pussy.
Because that's
But
a
that
big
is what he
difference.
said.
That's a huge difference. Saying I prefer the West Coast when you're from Japan, like that's how you get to Japan. It's the West Coast. But if you say I don't want,
You can't
I
get there
only
from the
want to
East
play
Coast?
for a small market
So what if he
team,
wants to play in LA?
What if he flies out of Boston
That's
to go to
fine.
Japan? What happens? He can't get there?
I don't know. Ask
So
him.
he didn't say LA was out.
I know that.
So he
said-
didn't.
That's
said-
a
he
weird
said
take
big
too,
markets.
being like I only want to play for a small market team
Yeah.
and then have the Dodgers and Cubs be a finalist.
Well, that's because he wants the West Coast, it looks like.
he makes no sense. Texas is a finalist. Has he looked at a map recently?
I read an article that Theo and
They're in
Jed,
the AL West, but
Can
they're
you
in the
only
middle of
get
the
to LA
country.
from Japan?
Yeah, that's it. There's a tunnel. Theo and Jed, there was an article that's saying they're getting the most creative they've ever gotten for free agent, which I would love to see that one.
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
know
like
what the
that
fuck
is
they're
like
doing.
some diabolical, like Dr. Evil shit.
But
that they
yeah,
probably
well, I
have
mean,
planned.
what else can you do if you're stuck in this like structure of basically
Yeah,
being a minor league?
I just
Like,
do you
gotta-
guys trust these like the hype machine when this gets going?
Fuck no.
No, I mean this particularly this one too. Like I don't think this
I've
guy's gonna
been
come and
burned.
play every single
Everyone's
day.
been burned. Fukudome, I had that. I was saying that if Fukudome came over, I mean, if this happens again, there were some very questionable
So-
street attire sold.
Yeah,
like,
I
the
bet.
rice hats that people were wearing in the bleachers for Fukudome Mets.
Kaz Matsui hit a home run his first at bat with the Mets, and I put him in the Hall.
the-
I was like,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yes,
this guy's
dude,
a
I
Hall
went.
of Famer.
Fukudome hit a home run against the Brewers opening day.
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yep, done."
And then he had anal fissures.
You have
Remember that?
Ichiro
Yeah.
and you have Hideki Matsui, both very good, lived up to it. Who's the guy who
Darvish.
died?
Rob,
Hideki
He was the
Rogers.
biggest.
Did he
big
kill
toast.
himself?
Yeah, he was like the
Killed
biggest
himself.
hype one there
He's
was.
not-
He-
he killed himself.
George
Well,
Steinbrenner
you're-
called him a
there-
fat toad. He killed himself.
Yeah.
Well, either way,
Keigawa,
you're
huge
dead.
bust.
Terrible.
True.
Like
Dice
that's
game.
It was a
you want to
sad
talk
story.
semantics?
No, I know it was a sad story.
But that is semantics.
Yeah, but he did kill himself.
Maybe it was Mariano
He did
Rivera.
die.
So did Donnie Moore. Talking guys who killed themselves.
So wait, who's gonna get him?
The Mariners.
Yeah, why?
Because it's close to Japan, I guess. It's
I don't think that's
is.
it.
why don't you just stay in Japan if he doesn't want to? If he
Because
doesn't
he's
want
not
all
a
the
pussy.
attention and he doesn't care about money and he doesn't care about like winning
That's
the
what I
World
think is
Series
weird.
either.
I
Because
agree
when
with
they
that.
asked him, they're like, what
Maybe
do you want to
competitive
achieve?
desire wants to play against the best.
They asked him what he wants
Yeah,
to
but then
achieve,
wouldn't
and he was
you-
like, I
wouldn't
just
you
want
not be
people to
afraid of
like
a
me.
big market?
People like you in Japan.
Wait, I got one last question. Is he actually gonna pitch and bat?
Yes. Well, I
How
mean,
do you know?
How the fuck is that gonna work?
It's pretty simple. You can
Well, I
either
mean, it's
DH,
not
you
that
can
simple.
just fucking hit as a pitcher in the National League.
I get that, but like, there's work that goes into pitching.
Is he gonna-
there's
I think
work that
Dan's
goes into
question-
hitting
Yeah, he would
that
like
is gonna take
DH
a lot
like
of
3
time.
times a week. Yes, Dave.
Yeah, so he's gonna hit when he's not pitching.
Not like
The Yankees'
every
plan
day.
was to
It would
DH him
be like
on his off
you know he would pitch,
On his not
have an
pitching
off
day.
day.
That's awesome.
I mean,
rooted
it's
for
incredible.
anybody.
Yeah,
but
of
I don't
course,
think
it'd be
he's gonna
great.
be able to.
He can
I don't think
pinch
he's
hit
gonna
in
win.
the
You're
National
right.
League.
That's my point. I think there's a lot that goes into like,
David.
pitching that will then take away. Like,
Yeah.
aren't your legs gonna get tired when
What-
you're playing?
like,
every
like,
day?
why
the thing
wouldn't-
to me
Yes,
is
if
like
you're a
the
DH,
the
that's
first
fine.
time he has a
You're
a
acting like
bad
he's
outing
like
on
hasn't
the
done
mound,
this.
they're gonna be
He's
like,
been
why are
doing
you
it.
hitting?
It's not like something he wants to
Right.
try out. In the
Why
majors. He's
wouldn't
been doing it.
Bumgarner do that? He's better than half the hitters.
Yeah.
Because he like that's a guy that he's got some pop, but if you
You think?
project
I
that
do
out
love-
over a whole
that-
season, he'd hit
Yeah.
like 120 and hit like 10 homers.
You
That
get
is
you get
wrong.
overexposed.
No, not.
When you pinch
Wrong.
hit with a
What do you think Bumgarner would?
You
bat
think
on the
if Bumgarner would only hit 10 home
You
runs
probably
if
hit
he
like
played every day?
210, maybe.
I think.
He has 10
I
home-
think
he wouldn't be
he'd
like
get
a star.
overexposed.
He wouldn't be an everyday. He would be below replacement.
yeah.
I
Like
think
he can
do
sneak up
whatever.
on you and hit
I mean,
a
he
couple
hits like
homers
10
a year.
home runs like pitching, doesn't
No,
he?
he has like 2 or 3 or 4. Between
nine.
2 and 4 a year.
The Winklevoss. Thank you, Jared.
Thanks, Jared.
The Winklevoss
Thanks, Jared.
Twins have become the first Bitcoin billionaires. I almost bought more. Are you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, all right.
I actually, yeah.
It's
I
up
bought-
to. It's like 11,300 at last check.
It's never good when our brains are in the exact same spot. And I saw your rant, and 2 days before I had said, basically word for word, I don't know what I'm buying, and I know that I'm buying at a bad deal, but I can't wake up every morning knowing that people are making money and I'm not.
Yeah, it's tough.
Bad. It's bad when either of us have that thought. It's really bad when we both have that thought at the same time.
It's
Somebody
making
told me Caleb
I
bought
wanted
some.
to, yeah, see, that's what started to scare me. Is
Horrible.
like that literally everybody has it now. Now I'm starting to feel like I'm okay not having it because I feel like this is gambling.
I'd
And
almost
it's
root
the
for
same
the-
thing
I'm
when I watch you
rooting for
guys
the-
gamble
I'm
and lose your
in,
money.
and I'm
I'm
rooting for
okay
the
with
crash.
that.
I'm
Yeah.
rooting for a crash. I'm in.
Well, because there's also like a little part of me, and this is probably just 'cause I haven't slept in a long time, but Nate could just be a spy that's just trying to pump up Bitcoin.
Of course
and then
he is.
he's gonna short it.
so is Lewis. I mean, Lewis is
claims
openly
that he's
admitted-
rooting for the crash too, and he's just here for the fun. Yet he also says he
He's
has a
doing
quarter of
25
his net
yeah.
worth. Like if you have a quarter of your net worth tied up in anything, you're not just here for fun.
That's
a problem if you lose all that
I started
money.
doing something I don't like to do, which is read. Like I've started to read articles on it,
Yikes.
Wow.
and there's like trackers
Yikes.
out there.
Let me know what you find out.
There's trackers that like alert you by the signs, like is get ready in the next like 2 hours, it's gonna crash, or like it's gonna. So, like, you should maybe theoretically like, oh, not that you can buy it anyways because it limits you. The whole thing's so fucked. The more I read, the
Especially
more
now that I know the Winklevosses own all the fucking money.
Yeah, well, the whole thing's a scam.
Yeah, 'cause
But
what they-
also, once I heard that when Phil Hellmuth was here, he said that he had a coin and they lost it.
I've
He had a
gone over that
Bitcoin
million
and it
times.
was just poof, they lost it.
My thing
does
is-
that mean?
My thing is, it's not regulated, and it's like
The Winklevoss twins could sell it tomorrow. Would be all fucked, right?
probably.
So
That
I
doesn't
think
seem like
so.
a good plan for us. Seems like
When the
it seems
Winklevosses
like
control the
everything
world,
else
we're
in
in-
the
it's a
financial
problem.
world, there will be like 5 white dudes that will make billions, and
Yep.
everyone else will get fucked.
Yeah, and if Lewis is one of them, he may be. Imagine just seeing like Lewis ringing.
I would
like,
love
the
to see Lewis with a shitload of money.
Lewis on the Bitcoin exchange, like ringing. Like, there's probably the way they do it isn't
we'd
even
never
a
see him
bell.
again.
Isn't even
We'd
a
see
bell
him,
or a
he'd
thing.
be
It's just
around.
like air. He's just,
Yeah.
it's just like oh,
Yeah.
and then
None
everyone's
of
like,
it's
oh,
real.
that's the bell. Yeah,
None of
right.
it's real.
That's what
I
mean.
got hooked because I think Nate said to me, he's like, like, you think there's going to be paper currency in like 50 years? I was like, I didn't really think about that. He's like, yeah, it's going to be Bitcoin. I was like, okay, it's the money of the future.
Oh, hey, I'm in. Like I just buy $700 a day.
Yeah,
Every day,
I've been buying like $1,000 a
700.
week, and then
Yeah.
like average it out.
And then I don't understand. We got a guy, Marty, who runs around here. He doesn't even work here.
What?
but
Marty?
Yeah, Marty, the Bitcoin guy.
There's a Marty here?
Yeah.
No.
He's Louis.
Where's Marty?
He's on the second floor. He has his own.
We need to talk to Marty.
He has like his own office.
Can we get Marty? Can someone go get
I
Marty?
mean, I'm like, people are laughing, but
And he
Yeah, go get Marty. I mean,
he's
are you
Lewis's
making this
Bitcoin
person
guy.
up?
and he doesn't do Barstool work, he does Bitcoin.
Yeah, you didn't know
He's not
that?
getting paid by Barstool?
No, he's Lewis. He's a Bitcoin expert.
Yeah, I need to talk to Marty. Let's talk to Marty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if he's here right now, but he has like that corner office. I tried to use it.
It's a corner
It's like I'm
office.
busy. We're doing like Bitcoin in here. It's like all right.
And
I
he's
just walk away.
and we do or do not pay him.
No, he's a Bitcoin.
But he's a
guy.
real
What does
person.
he do to make real money?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. And Lewis
And why is he
Lewis
here?
and he answers to Lewis? Like Lewis tells him what to do?
Seems that way.
Lewis
That
has got a
can't be.
Lewis has got a nice little flow chart underneath him these
the-
days.
I'm going to
jig
show you
is-
something. You guys are going to get a kick out of this. I'm going to keep talking. I'll show you what Marty had me do yesterday.
Oh my god.
The fact that Marty has you doing anything, I can't get him to do a single
Marty.
thing. Here's what Marty had me
this would
do.
be great if Dave is just hallucinating.
Yeah, like,
And
there is no Marty.
there is no. It's
There's
Pepe
no
Silva.
Marty.
Pepe Silva.
If Lewis has like a Bitcoin minion that
Oh no,
comes to his
Lewis
office
got,
and does his bidding,
Lewis got a lot of things going on. He's got a lot of.
He's the
moving
ultimate
parts.
hustler.
Yeah, he's getting his intern an intern.
he will be.
This is
What the fuck?
this is all my Bitcoins in here.
Wait,
Now you have my Bitcoin.
That's it. I got rich.
Yeah.
I'm rich.
Marty had
this
me.
is Marty.
That's Marty.
Marty.
Marty, what's up, man?
Nothing much.
What do
He's
you?
in Bitcoin.
Dan, yeah, I'm in
Bitcoin
Bitcoin,
now?
but I mean, I need
He,
some
you-
more. I
he
need you
doesn't
to
have
hook me up.
That's all my Bitcoins in there.
So what? You don't get paid by Barstool.
What was that?
You don't get paid by Barstool.
We just unplugged it. It's ruined.
You're just
No.
a
broke.
Give me
Bitcoin
my
guy.
Bitcoin
Nope.
bank back.
Just a Bitcoin guy right now, yeah.
And you just have an office.
So what if I smash this?
Came in, yeah. Actually, I am getting.
Then I have nothing.
Oh,
Marty,
okay, wait.
this
He is getting paid.
If I
by it.
smash
Pay me
this,
this
what
month.
happens?
We are.
Oh,
Yeah.
From Barstool?
for what?
Yeah.
No, no, no.
I don't know.
I'm
Lewis has gotta be
vetoing
doing
this.
some stuff.
I veto this.
No, I'm in on this. I'm in on this.
Give me
I do
back
not
my
veto
Bitcoin.
this.
He's just said I'm not even supposed to.
No,
serious.
we need more guys like Marty. Just
You can
guys
tell
out here
people
making
that's
us
who you want,
money.
you know?
Give
So
it
wait,
back, Kevin.
what?
No.
How much Bitcoin do you have?
I'm gonna write all over.
Not
you.
enough.
What if I smash
Okay.
this,
It's a very
Marty?
personal question. You don't ask
Interesting.
people
Yeah, I've been
how much
asking
Bitcoin
people
they
that,
have.
and everyone's
Right,
like,
all
you
of
can't
you.
ask
Three,
that. I'm
yeah,
like,
two.
why not?
Pens
It's fucking
on it.
fake
I'm gonna
money,
write
dude.
them.
It's personal.
It's monopoly
I'm gonna
money.
write
How much money you
like
have in your
doodle on
bank
your
account?
face.
I have a few Bitcoins probably. I don't know.
I didn't know what he was paid. Can I give
Closer.
me it back?
No.
Give it back, Kevin.
What
All
about-
right, so
what-
what
I'm
does
gonna write
Marty
it.
having you do, Dave?
He helped me with Bitcoin.
How does this even turn on?
So
what
this
is
is
that?
this is like basically like a Swiss bank account in your pocket.
Okay.
You guys are now. Yeah.
Tax free?
Definitely not
so
tax
if
free.
that's
Make
the-
sure you
if
pay your
that's the
taxes. If you
embrace,
do.
if I smash
That's
that,
smart.
it's done.
Smart to say that on
you
record,
can-
Marty.
Part of
He's
it,
got private keys. that back that
You
up.
can't access that. That you don't have the codes
I
to
have
access.
no. That's
So Dave has a password that if you ever lost that, he can recover it with.
So
You
what
think
is that though? What
you
is
think
that?
that Dave
Do I need
remembers
one
his
of those?
password?
It's basically like a
You have that written
glorified
down somewhere?
USB.
So do I need one?
I
Can you
would
get
get
me
one. I would not keep it on exchange. So if you buy on Coinbase or anything like that,
I'm on
I would
Coinbase.
I would get it off Coinbase.
Suck.
So
Suckers are on Coinbase.
I was
Oh,
gonna
is
say
that right?
that's the other thing. Is
That's right.
everybody's.
I
on
should be
Coinbase,
off
right?
Coinbase.
There's too many people. I mean, I don't want to say too many people. Yeah.
So
That's
can
good
you
use
get me
ones.
hooked up? I didn't know you
I
even
can
worked
hook up
here.
anybody. Hey.
All right.
Doing a
well,
fee.
So Marty,
Okay.
0.1 Bitcoin per
That's
setup.
fine.
Marty,
I'll wet the
make it
beak.
do
told you we have a
you
Bitcoin
actually
guy down
believe in this, or you're just a hustler and you
he
know that this is
believes
the scam of the
No,
moment
I'm a-
and you're just cashing in?
I'm ideologically bought in.
Okay.
I believe in it.
Do you think it's the
Is,
money of the future?
I do.
Okay, nice. Good. You answered that one.
I'm
correctly.
surprised you know Marty existed. You're a big
I
Lewis
haven't
guy.
been here for a week.
Yeah, but no,
when did
Marty's
you get
been here way longer than a week.
I've been sneaking in every like Friday afternoon to record a podcast here. I don't even know if you know.
Oh, you're the
Marty does
Bitcoin
a podcast?
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lou's
A-
been
a
saying
Bitcoin
that.
podcast?
Okay, yeah, I did know. I knew there was someone out there that was
You're gonna have
you.
a
I
serious
just
show
didn't
by the
know
end
it
of the
was
fucking
you.
week.
Okay, so
It's
I'll
a
make
good
sense
show.
now.
It's a good show. We got some smart people. We had MIT Visionary of the Year on a couple weeks ago, talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna need you to hook me up with Bitcoin. I don't want to listen.
Marty,
to you.
Marty, who's listening to your podcast?
I will say
you,
this.
you and Lou?
Going through his, I
10,000 downloads last month.
Nice.
will
Wow,
say,
there you
going
go.
through it. Well, I wish
There's
I
one
listened to-
Bitcoin worth.
I wish I was listened to Lewis like 8 months ago. I will say, it's a pain in the ass to process, but like to get your
All right,
Swiss bank.
I'm
account.
gonna find you after this, Marty.
I'm around. I'll be around all month.
Yeah,
So
apparently.
it's not too late, huh?
No, it's not too late.
But you're saying that because you're making a commission.
No,
off the
Kevin
suckers
doesn't
like
want
me.
Bitcoin. I don't want you touching my Bitcoin.
Lewis
Yeah.
also
You don't
gives
want me in.
mixed signals because Marty's a little more, I would say, realistic in the price, where Lewis just kept telling me
Yeah.
to buy every single day, but then he's like, if it drops, I'm selling it all. It's like, well,
Lewis, like 6 months ago, I remember I went downstairs and there was a sign on one of the conference rooms that said crypto meeting. And it was just like Lewis having like a Knights of, like a King Arthur's round table about cryptocurrency.
yeah,
I should have gone in then.
yes.
Yeah, Lou's a great hype man. Great hype man.
Well,
Yes.
that's what scares me is that his original idea was just to get us to hype it up. So
Pump and dump.
He
Yeah.
did that. He did that with like the not the Bitcoin, with the other one.
Yeah.
Did that with Ethereum.
Right.
Ethereum.
Ethereum.
But
yeah,
Bitcoin is more
stronger. The
established.
Winklevoss have it.
Winklevoss have 1% of all Bitcoin. They have a lot of
fuckers.
Bitcoin.
Those fuckers.
It's like having 1% of the whole
Okay,
fucking.
cool.
I'll
world's
tell you,
money.
this place, it's a weird environment, this Barstool.
Yeah.
It's getting weirder by the day.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you, Marty. I'm gonna come
So
find
wait,
you in
are
a
you
minute.
going to be rich? Are you?
Yeah, oh
rich?
yeah. Marty's gonna be rich. Look
I
at
hope
look
so.
at the fucking
Yeah,
sweater he's
I
wearing,
hope so.
dude. That's a rich guy sweater.
That's
J. Crew.
Bitcoin Marty.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you have
Of course it
all
is.
your net worth tied up in there like Nate?
No.
No, that's a
I practice
rude
what I
question.
preach.
I know.
That's all
I
your
like to
network.
ask rude questions.
No, Nate, the crash, if it happens, would be worth it to watch Nate.
Yes, I'd agree with that.
Nate told me he's just here for like the fun of the ride, though. I'm like, Nate, you're gonna lose all your money.
Yeah.
20% of your net worth in Bitcoin is not.
Yeah, if you want to be aggressive, 20%.
That's true.
Conservative 10%.
Dave,
if you're
is there
young,
any
more.
updates on Rough and Rowdy that
There will be blood one.
Richie Incognito called Tex a little girl on the show, so that was good. Maybe we get Richie like a guest referee, I guess.
I know
in the middle of
Tex,
the
Old
season.
Row wanted to sponsor Texas Robe, which I thought was a good idea, but he was trying to do a side deal with Bud, which is illegal, and I have to reinforce that.
Yeah.
Bud Light trying to go back door on us. It's like we have a long relationship with them. You think they can
They want to give
just-
Tex like $100.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I mean,
Where-
the guys at Bud Light were like, let's talk to this.
Yeah, let's talk to this idiot.
We'll
We
get
get keys
text.
to
We'll
the
get
castle.
we'll get like $50,000 worth of advertising for like $600.
So what we're doing, we sent out the code, and I'm making it one code to make it easy for this fight. Every code, so if people sign up to buy the fight using a code that we give out. So if you tweet it out and like sign up for the fight, if Kevin tweets it out, if I tweet out, anybody.
So it's just the sign up link.
Yeah.
Well, if you go directly to the website, it won't count. It has to be.
A Barstool referral.
It has to be.
Link. Yeah,
Link.
link.
$1 of every purchase will go to the prize pool, which Tex and Hank have agreed will be a winner-take-all prize pool. So I think it's going to be upwards of $10,000.
That's a lot of money.
I feel
on
like
this.
even more. No, you're shooting for 30, right?
Yeah.
30,000 signups. I think the bulk will come from Barstool
Wow.
Well, it depends. The day of the fight,
Like
people
all-
could
Yeah,
just.
people just go direct. Don't go directly.
People
let's
the
get
day-
this as much as possible.
Yeah.
The day of the fight, people would
'Cause
just go to
that's-
Rough and Rowdy Brawl.
That is a great play because the loser is going to be embarrassed in the moment. But then when they see that fucking big check that they could have had,
Yep.
whew,
That's
Like
it. That's
10
insult to
grand
injury, man.
for
I
a
think
fight.
it's going to be more.
That's a fight. By the way, if you tell me two people who aren't wealthy are fighting, I don't care what planet I'm on. Like the winner gets like 10 grand. I watch that fight.
fucking that idiot Tex is probably going to give it to Chris Bennett or something. Be like,
give it-
oh yeah, we got to make sure Chris Bennett can eat.
What are you going to do with your earnings?
What are you going to do with it?
I've always wanted to go to Moscow.
Moscow. All right.
That is an international
I've been
incident waiting to
learning
happen.
the languages. Dobry den, privyet. I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, that's for sure. Like Newswire on
Didn't
CNN.
see that as the end.
American man, like,
Dylan Stone tried to
arrested
steal,
in-
Putin's fucking tie, and now he's in jail.
No, I want to meet Edward Snowden.
Yeah, see, this
Well, I don't
is
think you can just go to there and like hang out with Snowden.
Dude, why do you always do that?
What?
You
not
talk
meeting
to me
Edward
like I'm a
Snowden.
fucking idiot, but
You just said you would,
At the
with
end
the
of the
money,
day-
you were gonna go meet Edward Snowden. You think that needed a reaction? that was
Edward
different?
Snowden? Bro,
You think he's just like taking like
I
office
promise
hours?
you there's nobody in Russia saying, oh, I'm going to go to America and meet this fat motherfucker that blogs for Barstool Sports.
Mike, you realize what the problem here is. You think Edward Snowden is holding office hours for fucking Tex to show up?
I'll find him.
Okay.
I don't
See,
think
that's
you
where the
will. I'm
reaction
pretty
came
sure
from.
like the whole thing is
Yeah, I'm
Snowden's
pretty sure
completely off the grid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the whole point.
I mean, if
of like,
Vice can get him.
what?
If Vice can get him.
Okay, I guess, yeah. You
Yeah,
gonna
no,
tell
I
me to do
text.
an
I'm not
interview?
doubting you.
Edward
Neither
Snowden?
am
Okay. That's a wild thing to spend your prize on, but okay.
You know what? It's better than Cheetos, which is probably what you
Good
spend
one.
yours on.
That was a good one.
By the way, you
$10,000
looked
for the
fat
Cheetos,
as
bro.
shit
That's what you would buy.
in that picture.
Which one?
It's getting hard at this point. But
The
with
one
Richie,
with Richie? Yeah.
Richie and Cock,
I
you
yeah.
look like
he
you
called
got
you a little
gout.
girl. He
Dude,
called you a little bitch. with
First
no
of all,
brain.
like you
That's
can
what he
tell
said. Quote.
a timid ass man is a guy that has tribal tattoos. That's Richie and Cock.
Yeah, but a hard ass man is a guy who shaves half his head. Yeah.
If I'm walking down the street in New York, nobody's fucking with me.
Okay. I don't even know. Okay.
Are you
Yep.
Team Tex?
I
think you're Team Tex.
Nope. I'm
Down
down.
the middle. Team Money.
I want it to be a great fight. I want people to say it was so good that we want to see the next one.
Who are you going to call out if you win?
Chris Bennett.
Like that.
Stop calling him out.
How about you stop telling me what the fuck?
I just said I'm on your.
You just said you're right down the middle.
got.
I don't need friends.
I'm your friend. No, I'm actually your
As
mentor.
a friend, I was like, don't call out Chris Bennett because he's going to keep knocking you out.
Dude. If you've never made an enemy, you've never made a friend. And motherfucker, I got a lot of enemies, and I fucking love it. Get the fuck away from me, dude. You just.
We're going to talk about your role.
Man, I got too. That's good cut. Bobbing and weaving. Dude, no, seriously though, like, I got way too much testosterone going on.